How's it going, guys? It's Ace here and welcome back again to another video. For today I'm going to be bringing you guys another story time video because it's been a while since I did my last one and I think it's just long overdue for another one. So yeah, bringing you guys another one today. I am also joined by my kitty. She says hello. So before we jump into this story, I just want to quickly say thank you to you guys for all the positive reception you guys gave me on my last story time video. And in case you guys missed it, it was the one where I nearly got arrested while dressed as Jeff the Killer. So you guys seem to really enjoy that one, and I just want to show my gratitude a little bit, say thank you for watching it, and as long as you guys continue to show your support, then I'll keep making these. So yeah, thank you guys very much. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's jump into this story. So this one is going to kind of be, I guess it's a scary story, but it's also kind of funny at the same time. Like, it was absolutely terrifying in the moment when it was happening, but looking back at it now, it's actually pretty funny. So yeah, this is the story that I like to call Pissing Off the Neighbor Lady. So before I jump into the main story here, let me just first give you guys a little bit of a background on me and my family and my living situation at the time, just so you guys won't be confused. So I have two brothers, and growing up in the 2000s, none of us ever lived together. I'm not gonna go into why here because that's a personal thing, but yeah, none of us ever lived together. So I lived with my grandma. My middle brother, he lived with my great grandma and her husband, which, I got plenty of stories about him, but I'll get into him here in a moment. And my youngest brother, he lived with my grandma's sister, so my grand aunt, is that what you would call that? Maybe I should give them fake names here just so you guys won't be confused. So I'm just gonna write down a fake name real quick so you guys will be able to differentiate them. So my middle brother, I'm going to refer to him as Andy, and I'm going to refer to my youngest brother as Alex. And I'll probably use that for future reference if I ever make any other stories with them in it. So yeah, we never lived together whenever we were kids, so whenever we wanted to see one another, we would always go over to my great-grandma's house because their place was the biggest and it was always just the default place for, family gatherings and stuff. So we would always go over there when we wanted to see one another. And we did this quite frequently. The main event, of course, was like holidays and stuff, but we would go over there like every other month or whatnot just to spend time with one another. So the visit that happened during this story took place in 2012. So I would have been 11, my middle brother Andy would have been 10, and my younger brother Alex would have been 8, I think. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, math is hard. I don't remember what month it took place in exactly. It was probably like July or something. I know we were going outside a lot at that time, so it was probably July. So yeah, that's about all the info you guys need about my family and whatnot in the setup. So now let's get into the meat and bones of the story. So during that time, me and my brothers, we loved to play pranks on one another, but what we loved more than that was playing pranks on other people. And oh my god, we did so much fucked up stuff to people. Stuff that's not even funny looking back at it now, honestly, but yeah, we did a lot of fucked up stuff. For example, I remember there was this one in particular. Okay, forgive us. This was sort of close to the 2000s, so, we grew up around a lot of edgy stuff at the time, but I remember there was this one in particular that said, "I'm gay," and we put it on this fat dude, and he walked around with it, and I guess that was funny to prepubescent us for some reason, but yeah, I definitely remember that one. But that's just one of them. We did so much more to other people, but I'm not going to go into those right now. Maybe I'll make a separate video talking about those one day, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. But those were whenever we were in public. Most of the time, we didn't really have anyone else to prank other than, ourselves and just other random people. So, we really didn't have anyone that we could prank that wouldn't immediately know that it's us and then beat our ass afterwards other than each other and my cousin occasionally. So yeah, with the limited amount of people that we had to prank within our vicinity there of their house, we decided to go with their neighbor lady for some reason. This was not a good idea. So that day, we decided that we were going to do one of our favorite pranks to their neighbor lady. We were going to egg her. Well, not her specifically, of course. We were going to egg her house. So I'm going to show on screen now a quick little diagram of what their house and their neighbor's house was like, just so you guys won't be confused as to the layout or anything. So here is their house, aka where my brother Andy lived. So we got their front yard here, and we got the main road here in front of the house. And of course we got the backyard here, which was pretty freaking huge. And then off to the side here we had another little side street, and in front of that was the neighbor lady's house. Well, I guess it was a trailer, but same diff. And she had a little fence that divided her house from ours, just to, give her a little privacy and whatnot. But the thing is, her house was kind of tall, it was a trailer after all, so, we could still see what was going on over there quite easily. So yeah, hopefully that should give you guys a little bit of an idea of what their place looked like. So yeah, she had this little fence here dividing her trailer from our house. So, we couldn't just easily walk over there and, fuck with stuff. So most of the time we just opted to throw stuff over the fence at her place. And we just thought that was funny for some reason. The amount of shit we threw over at her house. Oh my god. This poor lady, dude. I feel so bad for her now looking back. But I really hope she did something awful in her early life that granted us doing that to her, because otherwise there was no reason. None at all. And just for reference here, before this happened, we never threw eggs at her house. We always just did very tame stuff. We usually just threw sliced cheese and bologna and whatnot, because, they're kind of frisbee shaped, so it was easy to just fling them over the fence and whatnot. But, we never resorted to eggs until this point. Something funny about the cheese though, I remember this one time we threw this piece of cheese and it landed on one of her windows, and that shit stayed there for 2 years straight. I don't know how the fuck it did it, but it did. It lasted through 2 summers and winters on that fucking window, and I guess just one day it fell off and evaporated or whatnot. But yeah, that was some industrial ass cheese right there. So anyways, we're getting ready for dinner, and then, oh god, okay, I just realized I forgot to mention somebody at the beginning who's pretty crucial to this story, so fuck, let me explain who he is real quick and then we'll get into it. So as I said, this is where my brother Andy lives. He lives with my great-grandma and her husband, which is the guy I'm talking about. Now, you guys might be thinking, why am I not referring to him as my great-grandpa? Well, he's not really related to us. He's just been sort of married to my great-grandma during that time, and I don't know if any of my extended family on that side is going to watch this video or whatnot, but I'm really not trying to talk bad about him here. I know he probably had a teeny tiny fucking sand-sized bit of good in him, but overall he was just very mean and full of hate. To me specifically, he hated my guts through and through. I don't know why, but he just did not like me. But yeah, he was just not a good man to me. He was a very mean person. And with that, he was just very controlling to us, he did a lot of stuff to us that I don't even know if I can repeat on YouTube, but yeah, he was in control of us while we were there visiting after my great-grandma died, and, it was just very hard to do stuff without him, bitching at us and threatening to beat our ass. He always beat my brothers, but he never really laid hands on me, because he knew my grandpa would get on his ass, but yeah. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a background on him. My kitty decided to come back in the room. Oh, and for a fake name for him, I guess I'll just call him Terry. So yeah, I'll be referring to him as Terry throughout this video, and if I have to make any other stories that involve him. So anyways, yeah, it's all 4 of us there. It's me, my 2 brothers, and this Terry guy. So me and my brothers, we're in Andy's room, and we're just right across from the kitchen, so we have the door open, and we can see what Terry's doing. He's walking around the kitchen, he's setting stuff up, setting up the plates and whatnot, and eventually he puts the food into the oven or whatever, and he leaves out to go to the living room and, get on his computer, get on Facebook, whatever he was doing. So once he did that, we knew it was go time. So me and my brothers, we ran into the kitchen, and we opened up the fridge, and about the egg situation, they were always getting eggs. I think Terry knew somebody personally that owned a bunch of chickens, so we were always getting a crap ton of eggs. So if 4 or 5 of them were gone, he would not notice. So yeah, we all grabbed some eggs. I grabbed one, my little brother grabs one, and Andy grabs one. I think he grabbed 2 actually, because he's just extra like that. So we're armed now, eggs in hand, and we make our way over to the sliding door, and we open that shit up real quiet because, Terry's down the hall, so we don't want him to hear it. So yeah, we open that up real quiet, we get outside, and we tiptoe on over to her fence line, and we get into position. And it almost looks like a military pose we're in, you know, like we're all here in perfect alignment with our arms cocked back, and we just start unloading, you know. We started throwing, and I threw mine first, and it hit her roof. And then my brother Alex, he threw his next, and it hit her door, which is her back door, I think. And then my brother Andy, he threw his, and, you know, I said he grabbed two of them. One of them hit the siding, and then the other one, oh God, his other one. The other one, it hit her fucking window. But it didn't break the window, it just hit it, and it probably vibrated that shit really loudly in her house. I'm pretty sure that was like her dining room or whatever, but you know, it was very fucking loud. But we didn't really think anything of it because we didn't think she was home, you know. Like, she normally parks her vehicle on the side there, like near the road or whatever, so we didn't think she was home, honestly. So, you know, we're laughing about it there amongst each other, and then we scurry on back into the house. And we're just sitting there at the sliding door, you know, and we're just looking out the window, and we're still laughing about it. And then something absolutely fucking terrifying happens. The lady walks through their fence door and into their backyard, and we shit a brick, to say the least. We're like, oh fuck, and we go and we sit back down at the table, and we're just scared out of our fucking mind. We're afraid she's about to come up the steps and like knock on the door or something. So we're just sitting there having a little mini panic attack, and she walks over to like the edge of the porch, and she just fucking stands there. She's standing there like, and she 100% sees us. No doubt about that shit. Like, we were making direct eye contact. Well, I couldn't see her eyes, but you know, she was looking in our direction clear as fucking day. She knew we were there. And as if it couldn't get any worse, Terry walks back into the kitchen, and now we're just sort of sitting there like panicking, like looking at each other, darting our eyes back and forth, while also looking outside the window to see what she's doing. And, you know, we're just sitting there waiting for her to walk up. But the craziest thing happened. She never did. She just stood there the whole fucking time, staring in at us. The whole time, Terry is here like getting shit out of the oven and like fixing our plates and whatnot, and he passes by the fucking sliding door several times, but he never notices her, thank God. So as he's setting down our plates and whatnot, she finally walks off the other direction, and we're like, uh-oh, she's about to go to the front door and go knock on that shit. So we're sitting here panicking, we're eating our food fast as fuck, you know, because we're nervous, and we're just waiting for it. We're waiting for this lady to go and knock on the door and snitch us out, but no, she never did. We got through with dinner, we washed our plates and whatnot, and we went back into Andy's room, and we're looking out the fucking windows to see where she is, but, you know, we don't see her anywhere in sight, so we made a plan to just go get in our beds and fucking sleep, you know. It'll look like we were innocent for some reason, I don't know why, but yeah, we decided to do that, and we all went in our beds, and we were just sitting there shaking in fucking fear that she was going to come over and snitch on us. But no, the nighttime came, we made it through the night, and, you know, the next day we were pretty fucking nervous too, but she never came back then either, so, like, I really don't know why she did not go and snitch on us, which I am so glad she didn't, because if Terry knew about that, he would have flipped his lid. He would have beat us like a Mexican piñata. He probably would have beat us to death, actually, and he would have very likely buried us in the backyard, where we belonged. But yeah, me and my brothers, we learned a very valuable lesson that day, and we did not have to get our asses beat to learn it. Thank God, or whatever was looking over us that day. And not only that, we wasted eggs, and that's not cool. But yeah, me and my brothers, we learned a very valuable lesson that day, and we've never pranked anyone like that ever again. We still did little pranks and stuff to each other and whatnot, but never on that scale. And never to anyone that we didn't know that was like that close to us. So yeah, that's my little jacked up story about the time me and my brothers were harassing an old lady. So yeah, I don't really know what the lesson here is, but don't be doing fucked up pranks, it's not cool, and don't be wasting eggs. Alrighty guys, so that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you have all enjoyed it. It was pretty fun recollecting this story, and it was also kind of terrifying as well, reliving the drama, but you know, we lived and that's the main thing. So yeah, I will be back again with another story soon. I don't know when exactly, but yeah, depends on the reception of this video, and I'll try not to make it be like 6 months or more than that. You guys will see it when you see it, but yeah, I'll probably post a poll on my channel, on my community tab, and you guys can probably vote on a story there or whatever, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So anyways guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. So I hope you have all enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and if you're not already, please subscribe. And also hit that little notification bell to be alerted for whenever I upload. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay